CeeDee Lamb finally had the breakout game that everybody's been waiting on. He took 12 catches for 158 yards and scored north of 40 fantasy points this week. Do y'all think that this will continue as the season goes on? Or do you think that if you have him, then you're looking to sell him high coming off of his big week? What's your outlook for CeeDee Lamb for the rest of the year?
Wide receiver one. I don't think he's going to continue to score 40 points every week, but I think you're going to start him and you're going to like where he's at. I think Dak's actually going to be, as the season goes on, I think they're realizing that they need to throw the ball more. I don't think anybody expected Pollard to be this bad on the ground this year. He's been pretty bad as far. Then their running game hasn't been good. As I hate to say it, but it seems like they're missing Zeke, even though he was kind of shit last year and the year before that, maybe the year before that. It looks like they're missing that two-headed monster. I mean, Pollard seems like he's the better back when he's coming off less touches, but he's fresh and he can be real explosive. When he's the lead back getting 20, 25 touches a game, you can kind of see that wear and tear he's been getting. So I think the Cowboys are starting to lean more. They need to realize that their passing game is what they need to lean on more every week, and that's going to win them their big games for sure. So I like CeeDee the rest of the season. I wouldn't be looking to trade high. Probably if you can get him, I'd be looking to trade for him. I mean, he's going to be expensive, but I like him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like they haven't. I mean, if you look at the other wide receivers, there's nobody else that's putting up any numbers. And like Brennan said, Pollard hasn't really been able to do anything. I mean, he's kind of been a bust for not like a bust, but a bust for where I thought he would end up.
Yeah, well, according to his ADP, he's definitely a bust. You know?
Yeah, like going into this year, I mean, I kind of wouldn't have been surprised if he finished top 5, and he's nowhere near that right now. So, I mean, CD's like kind of the only one that's even kind of relatively doing something. So I'm definitely holding on to him. I mean, he's got the most upside and most potential.
Yeah, what I liked about that performance is they were coming off of a bye week, and obviously they had some time to rethink their situation, and they're like, yeah, we need to get CeeDee the ball. And, man, Dak and CeeDee looked great. I mean, every time CeeDee touched the ball, he was looking like his prime self. So that's good to see. And they have some good matchups coming up. He plays Philly this week, which, believe it or not, is they're kind of getting exposed through the passing game as of late.
Yeah.
You got New York Giants next, Carolina next, Washington after that. I think they could continue this hot streak if Dallas, Dak and CeeDee can keep things rolling.
Philly's ranked they might be the worst pass defense in the league, actually.
Yeah, after Sam Howell hung 40 on their heads a couple times. Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to give some background on the Cowboys offense so far this year. So this year, Dak Prescott has only thrown over 300 yards one time. That was this past week. And he's also only thrown multiple touchdown passes in 2 games this year. Knowing this information about how the Dallas Cowboys offense has been going, would you consider trading away CeeDee Lamb to go after a guy maybe like Keenan Allen? Who would you rather have the rest of the year?
I think they're very similar.
I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would do it just because I don't see the value that you're going to gain from trading away CeeDee and getting in Keenan Allen.
Well, one thing that I would consider
like 1 for 1.
One thing that I would consider in the deal is that Justin Herbert has thrown multiple touchdown passes a lot more times this season than Dak Prescott has, which definitely counts for something.
Well, I think the reason Dak, his stats have been down is because he's just not thrown this. He's not been throwing to CeeDee. And it's obvious that when he throws to his best receiver, who's one of the best in the league, he's going to perform much, much better.
I will say these past 2 weeks, I've watched the Dallas play the last 2 weeks. They've made a conscious effort to start getting CeeDee the ball.
Yeah.
We'll see if that continues. Like we said, Dak's numbers, the past 2 weeks were probably like his best 2 games of the season. He threw for over 270 yards both times. Maybe this will continue. Maybe they'll continue to run the offense through CeeDee Lamb. They got wins these past 2 weeks doing it that way. Maybe it'll continue going, but I think CeeDee Lamb and Keenan Allen are right there neck and neck.
Right. Yeah. And just to touch on that that trade piece you're talking about, Keenan and CeeDee. So look at Keenan's foreseeable future right here. He has Sauce Gardner in the Jets this upcoming week. He has Detroit. He has Jair in Green Bay. He has Marlon Humphrey in Baltimore. You got Christian Gonzalez in New England. That's a tough matchup coming up.
Yeah.
And Herbert was spreading the ball around this last game, getting it to his tight ends. Rookies starting to get worked in. Eckler's back. To be honest, I would upgrade from Keenan to CeeDee moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you asked that before the past 2 weeks, and CD owners were probably on the edge of their seat, probably fed up a little bit, especially with where you drafted him. But I mean, after a game like that, and like the big thing, like y'all hit on it. I think y'all hit the nail on the head when y'all said that they've been making a conscious effort to get him the ball. And it was like a big deal. Like CD was kind of fed up. There was like a lot of talks about it. And I think maybe even there was talks about like the coaching staff is saying like, oh, they don't care. Like they're not going to intentionally they need to spread the ball out and stuff like that. But obviously they had a change of heart, and them feeding the ball to CD. This looked pretty good the past 2 weeks. So I'm rolling with him.